In the crisp, picturesque corners of the world where snow-capped mountains gleam and the air smells like pine and poetry, places like Scandinavia, Canada, Russia, or northern parts of the US, there's a less romantic, invisible crisis unfolding quietly in millions of bodies, a widespread, underappreciated epidemic of vitamin D deficiency. It's not noisy. It doesn't come with rashes or fevers. But it undermines mental health, weakens bones, and sabotages the immune system with the slow, icy patience of a polar winter. Let's start with the basic problem: the sun, or rather, the lack of it. Vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin, is unique because it's not really a vitamin in the classic sense. It's more like a hormone your body makes when ultraviolet B, UVB, rays hit your skin. But here's the catch. In high-latitude regions, the sun just doesn't cooperate. During the winter months, anywhere from October to March, the angle of the Earth tilts UVB rays away from the atmosphere so dramatically that almost no vitamin D production can occur, no matter how enthusiastically you press your face to the weak midday light like a hopeful houseplant. And even when the sun is technically out, it's not like people are frolicking around in tank tops at noon. They're bundled up, covered in wool, wearing gloves, scarves, and approximately 14 layers of emotional insulation. Skin exposure? Forget about it. The only thing soaking up rays is maybe the tip of your nose, and even that's mostly red and cold. So despite all the snow glare and frosty beauty, your skin is essentially on a UVB diet, and not the good kind. The consequences of this sunlight famine are both subtle and sweeping. One of the first red flags? Seasonal affective disorder, SAD. Vitamin D plays a crucial role in serotonin regulation, and serotonin, of course, is that lovely neurotransmitter that helps keep your mood afloat. When vitamin D levels drop, so does your brain chemistry's sunny disposition. You're not just tired or grumpy, you're in a physiological slump. It's why so many people in northern countries feel like they're dragging an invisible anchor through the winter months. The darkness outside seeps inside. But the damage doesn't stop at your mood. Vitamin D is also a key player in calcium absorption and bone metabolism. Without it, the body can't effectively incorporate calcium into the skeleton, making bones brittle over time. In severe cases, this leads to rickets in children and osteomalacia in adults. Even moderate deficiencies can accelerate bone density loss, especially in aging populations already at risk for fractures. In places where slipping on ice is practically a national sport, that's a serious problem. A broken hip isn't just an inconvenience, it can be a fast track to long-term disability. And then there's the immune system, which also takes a hit. Vitamin D is known to modulate immune responses and reduce inflammation. Low levels are associated with increased susceptibility to infections, particularly respiratory infections, which tend to spike in winter. There's growing evidence suggesting that part of the reason people get sicker during cold months isn't just because they're indoors more, it's because their immune defenses are literally running on empty. What makes this all feel more tragic is that it's not just a matter of latitude, it's a mismatch between human biology and modern life. Ancient humans living in these regions adapted in part through diet. Traditional Nordic diets, for example, were rich in vitamin D-packed foods like fatty fish, cod liver oil, and organ meats. But modern Western diets? Not so much. The fish has been replaced with processed carbs and the cod liver oil with nothing really. And while some foods are fortified, like milk, cereal, and margarine, it's often not enough to compensate for a full season of solar deprivation. Compounding the problem is the fact that vitamin D deficiency is both hard to feel and easy to dismiss. It creeps in gradually. You're a little more tired, a little more achy, your mood drops, your energy slumps, your immune system doesn't bounce back like it used to, and all of it gets chalked up to winter blues, aging, stress, or bad luck. Meanwhile, your biological systems are signaling low power mode, hoping you'll notice. So, what's the solution? It's not just move to Hawaii, although that would certainly help. Public health campaigns in northern countries have pushed for more widespread supplementation, and many doctors now recommend daily vitamin D during the fall and winter. Light therapy, those fancy lamps that mimic sunlight, can also help, particularly for improving mood. And while eating more fatty fish, mushrooms, or fortified products is smart, most people still don't reach optimal levels through diet alone. It's also worth rethinking how we define normal in these regions. Maybe it shouldn't be standard for entire populations to run chronically low on a nutrient so critical to their health. Maybe we need more aggressive screening and broader supplementation policies. After all, we don't just survive winter anymore, we try to thrive in it. And it's hard to thrive when your bones are starving and your serotonin's on sabbatical. In the end, the vitamin D problem in northern countries is less about a lack of knowledge and more about a lack of sun, compounded by cultural shifts in diet and lifestyle. It's a silent epidemic hiding behind frosted windows and cozy sweaters. But the good news is that it's also one of the most fixable public health problems of our time, if we're willing to shine a light on it.